This is your paper 1 part A exam analysis. Question 1. Why does the writer say that walking to the back of a molecular gastronomy restaurant is like entering a laboratory? You know, laboratory? Where you do experiments, right? So in line 4 to line 5, the writer said when you walk into the kitchen, you will see test tubes, okay, Bunsen burners, liquid nitrogen in the kitchen of the restaurant. So these are all actually the things you will see in a laboratory, right? So this is why. So find words in paragraph 1 which could be replaced by the following. Containers, so canisters, line 5. Okay, nitrogen canisters, that means to contain nitrogen. See-through, transparent, line 7. Okay, transparent ravioli. Transparent means no color, okay, and you can see through it. Okay, ravioli is an Italian cuisine. This food craze in line 8 refers to, and this food craze is hitting Hong Kong with full force. So what is this food craze about? The whole paragraph, or the whole article is talking about molecular gastronomy, right? 分子美食, okay? So read paragraph 1 to 2 to decide whether the following statements true, false, or not given. The first one, the writer thinks most people are unfamiliar with molecular gastronomy dishes. Line 5 to 6, you can see that you're not sure whether you're there for a meal or an experimental medical procedure. So yes, that's true. Molecular gastronomy is the study of nutrition in food. No, what is it? It actually explains the physical and chemical transformation food goes through while cooking, so it's not about nutrition. Finding the best temperature at which to cook an egg is an example, so yes, it's true. You can see from line 11 to 12. Can find the perfect temperature and methods for cooking food, so it's true. Food scientists like trying out new ways of cooking proposed by Japanese chefs. Well, it's a no. These refers to line 13. This science go further than this. So this the science not go further than this. So the science means here referencing to molecular gastronomy. Goes further than this is this sentence. Food scientists can find a perfect temperature. That means there are more to this. According to paragraph 2, the food code using molecular gastronomy could appear in two forms. That means two shapes or two, well, so what are they? So in line 16, present familiar food in new forms. 形態, not really shapes, okay? Such as spheres or foam, okay? Means in a circular shape. Foam means is a bubble, okay? Round objects and bubbles, okay? Referring to paragraph 2, so in the word each of the following blank with one word only. Each chef may attempt to cook food in a, so chef attempt to cook food or use guess, okay? So let's see. So molecular gastronomist means the people who make molecular gastronomy may use vacuums, okay, or gas. So here, carbon dioxide, okay, to make food react. Bold innovation, that is the restaurant opened by Alvin Leung in paragraph 3. So chef, okay, so who is the chef? Okay, so Alvin Leung, okay, call here bold innovation, also known as the demon chef, okay, that means nickname. Also known as means nickname, the demon chef. Create exceptional dishes in unique style. Has recently earned Michelin stars. Okay, how many Michelin stars has he got? Let's see. 3 here. Okay, the principles of molecular gastronomy are adapted His goal is to adapt the principles of molecular astronomy to traditional Chinese cooking. Okay, that's fusion, is it? So adapt to the cooking of Chinese cuisine. So if you have highlight the question, the keywords of these two questions is Chinese cuisine, and you'll be able to find the answer. The chef's food can now be sampled in the cities of Hong Kong. So other than Hong Kong, where can you find it? City name here, 29, London. Okay, so in paragraph 3, find 4 other phrases used to refer to molecular gastronomy. So here, Alvin Leung himself called his cooking extreme Chinese. Other chefs, so these are the other 3 examples: experimental cuisine, modernist cuisine, or culinary physics. What is the main idea of paragraph 4? So in paragraph 4, it talks about the history of molecular gastronomy and how the name has come from. So the writer wants to explain how the term molecular gastronomy was coined in the first place. Here, the term was coined by these 2 people, the physics professor at University of Oxford. But why and how does this term come into practice? So why did Nicholas Curti give the talk the physicists in the kitchen in 1969 to show how principles of science help improve food? Where can you find this? Here, the keywords. Here, he demonstrated how an understanding of science could lead to a better meal. So this is the answer. What was Nicholas Curti's tone when he said, I think it's a sad reflection on our civilization that while we can measure the temperature in the atmosphere of Venus, we do not know what goes on inside our souffle. Souffle is a dessert. So he's not actually really negative. He is actually being reflective. Okay, he's not being pessimistic. Okay, if he's pessimistic, then we would choose depressed. But instead, no, he's actually reflecting. Okay, so when you see sad reflection, doesn't mean depressed. Depressed is a very serious term, okay? Find a word in paragraph 4 that means not broken or damaged. Intact. Okay, 37. To keep the pastry intact. Okay, pastry, the pie and bakery food. So for diners, choose the restaurant that he or she would enjoy. My favorite cuisine. Now, for this question, there's only 2 restaurants introduced. So you have to find the paragraphs where the restaurant is mentioned first. So favorite cuisine is Chinese. So there's no other choice. It's bold innovation. I'm a very visual person. Enjoy the view. So go to line 44. View 62 is on the 62nd floor of the Hopewell Center in Wan Chai revolving restaurant. So it's famous for its spectacular views. So views. Okay, watch the sunset city light as I dine. So view 62. What type of person do you think would be more likely to enjoy Paco Rancuro's cuisine? An adventurous or careful person? Justify your answer. So an adventurous person, sorry for the typo, because you can see the answer in 54. One must be fearless. Fearless means you're the person who is not afraid of anything. Okay, so fearless. Find words or phrases in paragraph 6 and 7 which have similar meanings. Opinion. So tick. These restaurants have their own tick, have their own opinion. Unattainable. Out of reach. Okay, so here it means if you're on a small budget, that means you don't have money, then you can't go to the restaurant. You can't go to this restaurant. Okay, these establishment line 62. I played at one of these establishments. Now, the whole article is talking about molecular gastronomy, so of course the answer is D. One word, fill in one word. So according to paragraph 7, diners are likely to be after they have tried out their first dish. Line 64. You are paying for quality, not quantity, so it's not surprising to still have a rumbling stomach after the first dish. Okay? Rumbling stomach means hungry. So according to paragraph 7, why are molecular gastronomy dishes expensive? So why is it expensive? The price required. So this is the hint. Because the time and energy that chef put in to perfecting new techniques. Okay, so the chef put in a lot of time and effort. Okay, why may molecular gastronomy dishes be popular one day? May. Okay, now first of all, here the Hong Kong UST is getting on the molecular gastronomy train, offering free online courses. Okay, so the course on molecular gastronomy provided by Hong Kong UST is free of charge here, first of all, and then line 75. Here, Hong Kong has long been a center of fine dining. Okay, so fine dining means you're going to an expensive restaurant and having very expensive food. Okay, so fine dining. So which of the following is the most suitable title for this text? How Avicius has launched a food renovation. So this is not really about one person, right? Experimentation leads to food innovation, which is correct. Means doing experiment on food, bringing innovation on food. Innovation means new discovery. New way to dine out. This is a little bit confusing, but not really the answer, because we're not talking about a way. Okay, new way. History of modernist cuisine. This article is not emphasizing on the history of molecular gastronomy, so it's not about the history. What is the tone of the text? It's enthusiastic. Okay, it's not dramatic. Dramatic means very emotional. Scientific, now, it doesn't focus on the scientific part of molecular gastronomy, right? Academic, if it's academic, then it should be more critical. Okay, so the answer is enthusiastic. So subheadings, paragraph 4, how did it all begin? Okay, so paragraph 4 is talking about the origin of the name, right? Paragraph 5, so is about the restaurant, view 62, so a dining experience with a view. Paragraph 6, so 7 restaurant has opened in Hong Kong. So that means it's getting popular, on the rise in Hong Kong. Paragraph 7, so is talking about budget and money. So is it worth it? Okay, is the price of trying molecular gastronomy worth the price of it? And then paragraph 8, getting the cuisine into home kitchen. Okay, because here, because HKUST is offering free online course, so more and more people of the ordinary people may be able to cook it in their kitchens. And then paragraph 9 is talking about the future. Well, the writer is still uncertain about it, so it's that only time will tell. Why do we? How do we know this writer is not certain? So it's perhaps here. As time goes on, the techniques of molecular gastronomy will become regular cooking practice. Okay, perhaps. Okay, so only time will tell. He is not sure. So this is the end of the analysis. Which word in paragraph 1 means aim? That is 목적, okay, the purpose. So in paragraph 1, my intention also means my purpose, okay, so intention. What is the writer's writing purpose? So again, similar to the part B2 question, that is asking the main idea of the paragraph. So the main idea of the paragraph is the topic sentence of that paragraph. Okay, so this is the answer. Name the technological breakthrough mentioned in paragraph 2. So the keywords is technological breakthrough. New technological breakthrough were either exploited by offenders to commit crime or targeted for theft. For example, okay. Okay, so the example, okay, that means you have to name it. The discovery of fire. Human discover fire. What does it refer to? Line 11. How soon after human discovered fire was the first act of arson committed? Okay. Was the fire stolen? It was so long ago that nobody knows. Okay, it. So the first act of arson. Arson means 纵火, means setting off fire. True, false, not given. We can understand how some people use technological breakthroughs for criminal purpose by examining ancient history. True. Okay, so this is actually the main idea of paragraph 2. Okay. Crime rates today are higher than those in ancient times. It's not given because we did not do any comparison of the crime rates. There is historical record of the first act of arson. Historical record. That means is time recorded? No. It was so long ago nobody knows. Okay, so false. What does the writer think high-tech crime exploits? That means 利用, use, take advantage of. Line 15. The definition of high-tech crime, therefore, is as follows. High-tech crime comprises the exploitation. This is the key word. Okay? So, what does it exploit? New technological inventions. So, the answer is D. Number 30. The writer's purpose in mentioning what happened to his daughter. So, why? Okay. The main idea of paragraph 4 is to provide real-life example. Okay, so the answer is boy. Why was the writer's daughter unable to get her phone back? Here, the last sentence. The thief, or the one who stole her phone, rode on a bicycle at such speed, that means very high speed, that my daughter and my passerbys were unable to give chase. To give chase means to chase the thief, to thief down. So because the thief rode off at high speed. So paragraph 4, similar meanings. Possible, that means 有機會有可能. In line 18, potential. Potential usefulness, 有機會有用㗎. Took away, that means here. Snatched the phone. Okay. 搶咗佢點啊 ？Pedestrians 行人 the people who walk on the pavement, that means the passerby. Okay. What does it refer to? Line 24. Intended it to be used. Okay, that means the high-tech equipment or the phone that his daughter is using. According to paragraph and 5, why is the stealing of a smartphone in a house burglary not regarded as a high-tech crime? Line 24. Because he targeted the high-tech equipment that was being used precisely how the manufacturers intended to be used. It is not used precisely. Okay. So paragraph 6, similar meaning. Worth a lot. That means valuable. Okay, valuable. Line 29. Valuable 有價值的. Conventional. That means 普遍的 common. So traditional. Okay, traditional in line 28. Here. 傳統. According to paragraph 6, which type of criminal act does the writer compare the stealing of an iPhone in a traditional house burglary? Here, for example, should no more be considered a high-tech crime than burglars stealing any other valuable commodities such as cash or antiques,古董. Name the high-tech crime mentioned in paragraph 6. Okay, here. Using an electronic lockpick to gain entry. Okay, is a high-tech crime. Which phrase in paragraph 7 has a similar meaning to believed by most people? Okay, so widely accepted or generally accepted, sorry. 普遍被接受. Where did man write about what happened to him in Paris? So you have to find the keyword man. So on his blog. Okay. Why is man described as cybernetic? Line 40. So the reason he's cybernetic is here. Because he's wearing the computerized eye. Read paragraph 8. True, false, not given. Man lives in Paris. Well, we don't know. The writer didn't mention where he lived. Man's electronic device could be easily taken away. This is false because the computerized eye is permanently means forever, attached to his skull. Okay, and cannot be removed without special tools. Okay, so the computerized eye is connected to his skull. Skull means the bone of his head. Okay. Man has been so can it be easily taken away? No. Man has been a high-tech hate crime victim, which is true. So he was assaulted. Assaulted means being beaten up. Okay, so it is a high-tech hate crime. Find words in paragraph 9 which could be replaced by the following. Containing, including, 43. Okay. Regularly, routinely, 45. 即係contain 咧，即係包含啦、承載啦 ，that means include. Regularly 啦，即係so you do it on a regular basis means 你係習慣性咁樣去做嘅，慣常性。Strengthen 加強 so it's enhanced. According to paragraph 5, what is so special about the way the writer thinks about hate crimes? So, what is so special the writer thinks about hate crimes? Okay, the keyword is hate crimes. So, paragraph 9. Thinking about hate crime here, the keywords allow us to realize that hate crimes committed against people with disabilities are likely to continue in a possible future, where hate crimes are routinely committed against those with cybernetic enhanced abilities. Okay, and many of them are actually disabled. Okay, to realize that, okay, is the writer optimistic about the use of new technology in the future? Optimistic, 樂觀. Okay, no. Why? Because new technology might enable offenders 令到啲犯罪嘅人咧有能力 outrun a police helicopter. Outrun 咧即係快過一個警察嘅直升機。Okay. What does playing catch up mean? Means trying to equal. Okay, 即係要平等翻啦。嗰啲叫咩？We have a Chinese saying 道高一尺，魔高一丈。咁幾時道高魔高一丈，道高都高一丈咧？So trying to equal. Match the following subheadings in the blanks marked A, B, C. So A, let's take a look. A, so is it in the beginning? A, of course, high-tech crime from historical point of view, because in paragraph 2 it talks about the history of arsonic, right? And B, okay, real life example, high-tech crime or the usual theft. Okay, how do we distinguish? Okay, so the writer used the example of his daughter to distinguish high-tech crime or the usual theft. C, high-tech hate crime. Okay, 42 to 46. Here, defining high-tech crime. Okay, consider the notion of high-tech hate crimes. Okay, so C. Which person mentioned in the text is most likely to make each statement below? Next time I will not read message on my phone while on the move. Of course, the writer's daughter, because her iPhone got taken away, got snatched by a cyclist on a bicycle, right? The definition of high-tech crime should become broader. Of course, the writer, okay, that is his intention of writing this article. So Tommy, David, and Susan's comments. So Tommy showed approval for the new definition. Approval means support, means he agrees. No, actually he said it's so confusing, so false. Holds the view that technological advancement will bring about disaster. No, did it say disaster? Actually, he's quite optimistic because he mentioned new invention will allow police officers to arrest those who break the law. Okay, that means 道魔高一尺，道高一尺。Susan thinks that we can now have a better understanding of high-tech crimes. What does she say? Yes, we can now understand high-tech crimes. So it's true. Which of the following is the best alternative title? Hate crimes in the future. No, we're not talking about hate crimes. We're talking about high-tech crimes. Technology, a curse or a blessing. Okay. We're not very well. The writer did not really talk about the positive side of technology. How technology could help the disabled. We're not talking about helping the disabled, right? Definition of high-tech crime needs revising. Yes, that's the intention of the writer, right? To broaden the definition of high-tech crime, right? Okay, so this is the part B2 exam analysis video. So let's start. So according to paragraph 1, which of the following is not true? So option C is not true. it says history is no longer covered in museum nowadays. Now let's go to line 7. From line 6 and line 7, the range they cover has broadened spectacularly. Broadened means widen, and now goes well beyond traditional subjects. That means traditional subjects are still included. Okay, so history is no longer covered in museum nowadays is false. And sorry for the misplacements. Misplacement of the circles for the multiple choice questions, because I opened the file on a MacBook, so sometimes they just get misplaced. Why are some museums considered more successful? Okay, so let's take a look from line 6 to 7. So the more successful ones, okay, so this is the keyword, okay, more successful ones. Okay, so why they have become more successful? Because the range they cover has broadened spectacularly and now goes well beyond. Okay, so this is the answer. Okay, line 6 and 7. Okay, what does the writer compare the museum to in paragraph 2, and what does this suggest about museum are used nowadays? Now, the writer compares to the museum to a forum. Okay, forum means where people can chat and express their opinions. Okay, 論壇. All right, so a forum. And what does this suggest? So go to line 11 to 13. They are no longer places where people look on, but where they learn and argue, okay, as they would at universities or art schools. Okay, so this is the answer. That means people now in the past people go to museums and they get amazed by the artifacts, but now they go to museum, they learn and argue. So this is the answer. In line 16 and 17, why does the writer mention that it's more than the big league sporting events and theme parks combined? Okay, now, because, okay, let's go to line 16 and 17 first. Now, this paragraph is talking about the number of visitors in museums, and it has increased significantly. So, in line 16 and 17, here, the writer mentions big league sporting events and theme parks combined. Now, big league sporting events and theme parks are very traditional events or places for tourists to visit, right? And the reason why the writer wants to include this, to mention it, is that he wants to show, okay, now you have to include the verb, show or point out that going to museum is a more popular activity than watching big league sporting events and visiting theme parks, okay? So it is more popular. Such statistics, referencing question. Go to line 19. Since the government collecting such statistics, okay? Now for referencing question, you have to refer to the sentences before the keywords appeared. Okay, so in line 18 and 19, in England, over half of the adult population visited a museum or gallery in the past year. Okay, so this number, okay, for adult population visiting a museum, okay, is just a statistic mentioned here, okay, in England. Okay, so the number of people in the adult population of English, okay, English is the adjective of England, visiting a museum or gallery. What is that success about, and why does that seem surprising? Line 21. On the face of it, that success seems surprising. Now, also a referencing question. The first mark, you have to identify the success, okay, mentioned by the writer. So go to line 14 and 20. This is a referencing question and also an inferencing question. That success. The whole paragraph 3 is talking about how the number of visitors increase, okay, for museums, okay. So that success is about the fact that museums around the world have far more visitors than they had in the past, okay. So this is actually concluding the idea of paragraph 3, okay. So why does that seem surprising? Okay, line 24 to 25. Because most of the people can see are nowadays available at a click of a mouse, okay? They still want to trips around museum. Trips means to wander, to walk around, to wander around, okay? Museums. How do you know, or how can you infer from the passage? As you can see in 24 and 25, often via television and the internet, okay, or conveniently delivered to the laptops or smartphones, okay. Well, if you simply copy these, okay, I will be lenient and still give you marks. But if you can rephrase these, okay, to available at a click of a mouse, okay, that would be even better. So apart from wandering around museums, what can people choose to do to spend their leisure nowadays? So find 3 examples from paragraph 4. So this is relatively easier. So people now have more choices than ever in how to spend their leisure. So spend their leisure is the keyword. So you have spend their leisure here. So here are the answers. Travel to see the world, watch television, surfing the internet, okay? According to paragraph 5, who would want to trips around museums? So, paragraph 5. Here, the share of people who are going on to higher education has risen particularly in recent decades, okay? The share of people means the people who visit the museum. So who are these people? These people are who are better educated, who receive higher education, okay? According to paragraph 5, what is so special about exuberant companions? Okay? So, line 31. So what is so special about it? Here. They want to see for themselves where they fit in the wider world and look to museums for guidance. Okay? So actually it's explaining the terms exuberant companions, the previous sentence. Blighted has a positive or negative meaning. Let's go to line 35 and find out. Now, let's read the whole sentence. Urban planners who regard museums as a magic wand, magic wand? The fairies, okay? 仙女仙子 fairies with a magic wand to bring blighted city areas back to life. Now, blighted is an adjective, okay, describing the city. And what they are trying to do is bring the city back to life. That means the city is dead now, if you don't know the meanings of blighted, okay? So, if you want to bring something back to life, that means that thing or that person is dead, okay? So, blighted actually means destroyed or destructed, so it's negative meaning. Find a word in paragraph 6 with the opposite meaning of opposed. Opposed means not supporting, right? I don't support it. I oppose to it, okay? So, you will find the word champion in line 33. Museums are being championed by a wide variety of interest groups. That means they are being supported by a wide variety of interest groups. The main idea of paragraph 6. Now, for main ideas, most of the time, actually, is asking for the topic sentence of paragraph 6. So, the topic sentence of paragraph 6 is this. This is the answer. Yes, easy as that. So what is the purpose of building more museums in the richer parts of the developing world? So richer parts, keywords, and asking for purpose. So richer here, we use a synonym, 同义词, affluent parts of the developing world. That means richer, affluent means rich. Museum building has flourished. That means the number of museum building has increased. Why? Because the government want the country to be regarded as culturally sophisticated. Okay, so this is the answer. 64. Why does the writer mention the situation in Qatar and Abu Dhabi, okay, the Middle East countries, in paragraph 7? So find the keywords Qatar, Abu Dhabi, paragraph 7. Here, you can see the keywords here. So why? Actually, the answer lays here. Hope to use cultural offerings to attract many foreign tourists. And Qatar and Abu Dhabi are two examples. Okay. 65. So, sorry. It's misplaced. 65. Is it 65? Yes. So, find the words in paragraph 4. Is it paragraph 4? Wait, let me check. Paragraph 5 to 6. Okay. So, let's see. There are actually two things particularly special about visitors to museum. Okay, talking about visitors. So, paragraph 5 is about visitors. Okay, who go to museum. It is found that the better educated you are, line 28, you will see the word better educated. Survey shows that better educated folks are a lot more likely to be museum goers. The more likely you are museum goers, that means museum visitors. Although youngsters' lives are filled with, now, paragraph 6, okay? Young people, youngsters, okay, are filled with electronic entertainment, okay? They still look for an experience in museum. What kind of experience? Okay, they are, for young people, they are a source of something real and interesting. Now, this day means visiting museums. Means museums, okay? So, they're looking for an interesting experience in museum. So, why did Benjamin Eves Gilman consider a museum of art temple? Because in line 50, so you have to find the keywords here, Benjamin Eves Gilman. He considered a museum to have holy purpose. Now, temple also associate with religion, right? So another word that is associated with religion is holy, 神聖的. Okay, line 50. Having a holy purpose. Okay. According to paragraph 9, Pompidou Center in Paris was considered an entertaining museum building. Why is it correct? So let's take a look. So 54, you see the keyword Pompidou Center in Paris. So why is it entertaining? So first of all, they have escalator on the outside of the building and painted them in brightly primary colors, so it's very attractive and encouraged to move from permanent collection to the library and back again, in and out of special exhibitions. And also it has to emphasize having fun, so they have jugglers. Okay, you know jugglers? Jugglers are a person who, for example, throw 3 balls at the same time. They're juggling. Okay, so it's very entertaining. These are the examples. According to paragraph 9, what did the curators of Pompidou Center in Paris do to emphasize that fun was as important as showcasing art? So that's what we gone through in line 60. They have jugglers, right, to entertain visitors all over the museum plaza. Okay, having people who juggle and make visitor happy next to it. So true, false, not given. So this one we can't find it because it's not mentioned, so it's not given. Visitors could move freely in Pompidou Center in Paris. So line 57 to 59. Here, encouraged to move from dudut to dudut. Okay, they're encouraged to move freely, so it's true. All escalators are kept out of sight. Of course it's not wrong. It's wrong. It's not correct. Okay, they put the escalator on the outside of the building and paint them in bright colors. So of course not out of sight. Instead, they are very eye-catching. What did curators in Gilman States do in the past? Okay, so 66 to 67. Gilman State curators, right? Okay, so this is the keywords. So first of all, they reign supreme, and also they lecture them. Okay. Name 2 ways in which curators of today enchant visitors to attract visitors. Okay, so from 67 to 70. Okay, these are all the examples. Okay, curators now offering narratives in the exhibition, provide context of object, work with digital experts, create innovative public programs. So 67 to 70. Yeah. Okay, so these are the examples. Any 2. Why do some people fear about what goes on in museum nowadays? So the keyword is fear. If you go to 74, you will see the keywords fearing. Okay? Fearing some of what goes on in museum these days is getting too close to being mere entertainment. Okay, so this is the answer. Why is it important to entertain visitors in a museum? So, the last 2 lines. Modern visitors like being entertained and are likely to drift away unless museum can connect with them both mentally and intellectually. So you have to rewrite this sentence. If visitors in a museum are not entertained and connected with museums both mentally and intellectually, they're likely to drift away. Okay? So subheadings. So paragraph 3 is talking about the number of visitors visiting museum is on the increase, so it should be D. And then paragraph 5 is talking about illustrating why the museums are getting successful. Paragraph 6 is who support museums. Remember we talked about the higher educated folks, right? And paragraph 9 The Pompidou Center, very obvious. The whole paragraph is about the Pompidou Center in Paris. And paragraph 10, the role of curator nowadays. Okay. So most suitable title for this text. A is wrong because holiness. We're not talking about the holiness of museum. There's nothing religious about museums. The extinction of traditional museums. Is this article examining the reasons why traditional museums are getting extinct? No. Museums moving with time. Okay, this is correct because this article emphasizes why museums are successful nowadays, because it has changed over time. The places of museum in our world. No, it's not correct because we're not talking about in which part of the world there are museums, right? Okay, so this is the end of